Okay, so in this video, we're going to just show you your new website that's fully integrated also to your community service portal, so everything's in the same admin access. And so when you first get your new website, what we will do is you'll see the home page has been copied for you. So this is our old Love Modesto page, and then this is what you get when you start out, right? So we've got the same information. I've added some pictures, which I'll talk about later. But this is what you're going to first get. So you'll get your home page with your city's name up here. And so I'm going to talk about really quickly just how to access this, and I'm going to walk you through this home page to give you an understanding of how the website administrator works. And then we'll actually, in another video, talk about creating a new page from scratch. But this page is a navigation here. This is the button that will access all of your website pages. Okay, so you can see home April 21, neighborhood, schools, kids. So those correspond to the menu items. So if I want to edit those pages directly, I can click on the name. Now, since they all have subpages to them, if I click on this little arrow, it will actually take me to their subpages. And then again, I can click on any of these and it would go to their page. But right now, we want to look at the home page. So if I click on home, so here's the admin area for the home page. And I'll explain this top section later when we create a new page. Right now I want to focus on the page layout. So something that will take a little bit of getting used to, but once you do this once or twice, it becomes pretty easy, is understanding the difference between containers, grids, and content. So a container is just like what it says. It's a container that's going to hold information. Okay, and so what you can do is once the container is made, you can click this plus button and it's going to ask you to add a grid. Now a grid's going to fit somewhere inside the container and they have different widths. So four column or a fourth would mean it would give you a grid, a fourth of the page, a half the page, 3/4 of a page. 16 would be a grid of full page width. And they have these other denominations. I use the 1/3 and 2/3 a lot, as well as the 1/2. Okay, so you can see here this grid that was created is a full page grid, but then here we've got two grids side by side that are 8ths or 1/2 pages, and down here we've got 1/3 grids that are 1/3 of the page. Okay, so that allows you to basically divvy up the page into smaller boxes and then put content. So content then follows under a grid. So if I want to create new content, I click the plus button under the grid and it will give me different content types. Now 80% of the time you're going to use text and images. That's for adding a new image. If you want to add a video, anything like that's going to be under text and images. But you can also add a slider, which we have at the bottom of the page, which is multiple pictures going across the page. There's also a Facebook like box, which on our old website is akin to this area over here where it gives you the Facebook feed. So you can create one of those again if you like. And there's a few other things in here that we don't use that often. The main ones you'd use are the Facebook like, the slider, text and images. So then once you create that content box now that fits under the grid, if you want to edit it, you click the little edit button. And here we go. Now this looks like a normal Microsoft Word editor, and you can do a lot of different things in here. You can change the text, you can bold it, italicize, underline, change the color, different headings. You can change the font size. You can add pictures and media or videos here. And you can also add hyperlinks. So if I wanted to link this area, I could come right here and it'd create a link to a different page. So once you play with this a little bit, it becomes pretty intuitive how to use it. Okay. So same thing down here. I've got content. So I'll show you this one just because it's got a video in it. So you'll see right here this big yellow screen. That's actually the YouTube box. And so you can see that's how you add a YouTube page or YouTube video. And then down here, we have different boxes. that are actually just loaded images. So literally, you can load a new image, go to image URL, and then I can look in here and I can see there's the donate button. Okay, so then I can pick whichever image I want. And then once you click it, there's a sponsorship button. And I can insert it. Okay. Now, another cool thing about this is if we decide that we don't like the order of these things and we want to change them, we can always move grids within containers. So if I decide I want to put sponsorship in the middle, I want to put sponsorship over in the middle, there we go. And then I click update. I can now go to Love Modesto and I'll refresh and you can see sponsorships now on the left. If I click update, it now moves it to the center. So you can easily move grids around, or I'm going to move this back over here because I like sponsorship over here. And now I decide, you know what, I created this cool slider of all of these different images down below. And now what I want to do is actually, I think that this container should go up above. So now I'm going to move it up here to the top. And I think that I want my sponsorship, volunteer, and donate to actually go right in the middle of the page. So I'm going to put it right there. Okay, so I'm going to click update again. And now I'll go to my Love Modesto page. And now you'll see the images are on top and the page is adjusted. Okay, so those are the basics of working with a page. And again, your home page will be given to you that will look something like this, so you can edit it. And another cool feature is that because you have these word editors, that you can, I'll just give you an example here, is that you can go to your old page and you can say, hey, I want to copy and paste this information. So I can click copy, go to the new page, paste it in, and it will all show up. And usually the links will be copied as well. Okay, so that's the basic information. On the next video, I will show you how to actually create a new page from scratch.